okay, I'm going to do a more classical pincha and I'm just going to hold. I will probably do shoulder, elbow, wrist. What I've learned for me that works, and you could play with this, is taking the elbows back and forth. For me, this is like a lock. So I check that. The other thing, like a handstand, you guys, I still push the thumb and index down. I still isometrically pull my thumbs to one another. So you see the engagement when I pull my thumbs in? It's right here on the triceps. And then the lift of the armpit that we've talked about. So I still do that when I go upside down. So let's say I'm holding a classical pincha. Maybe I will do some of this. I still love to do holds in my practice. But I also really very much, especially lately, love not even interlacing, just pushing into my hands. So if I'm looking to, just like this, if I'm looking to maybe narrow it, and let's say I'm preparing for, I don't know, maybe I want to do Hollowbacks. Maybe I just want to stay here. I just love pushing into my hand. It gives me a pushing out of the floor and a lift that the hand separated doesn't give me. But this gives me a stability that this doesn't give me, okay? Then the last one, again, who are your teachers? How are you taught? Hollowbacks. For me, a hollowback is interlacing the hands. It's interlacing the hands and tucking the chin to the chest, or something like charging scorpion. So if I'm going into these, then I would interlace. So again, what is your intent? How are your shoulders and how do they feel? For somebody, a wider base may feel great. For someone else, they may not. Then the last thing is sometimes people, and this goes back to the hands around the head, will bring their hands like this. Look, some students can do this and they're totally fine. But a lot of people, the problem is they start to go like that. Okay, so shoulderable wrist. If you're choosing hands on top, I would ask again, what does this do for you that this couldn't do? And have you ever tried pushing into your hands together? So when I push into the hands together with the thumbs up, I feel it a lot. You can see the tricep. So see, the handstand, straight arm motion, but it's the same feeling, you guys. Oh my God, it's the same feeling. So when I have my hands like this, I really push the medius part of the forearm and right here. And that just, it gives me this, okay? So hopefully this month will help with your handstand as well, because it's always that push out. New people, sorry, we talk about armpits a lot. Is this following of the armpit that we need to get to? I'm gonna look at a question. Do you have any questions about your base? Are you trying to keep your hands apart? Yeah, okay, so hands apart, this depends. So some of you know this, some of you don't. We do a warm-up sometimes to the wrist where we take a block around the forearms and we squeeze it. So this would be a great way to train it. We do this to engage the forearms. For me, I love this. So if I have a student, that's what I would do with them. And this is exactly what my students would do. They would take it and they would squeeze it because it's that same engagement that you're seeing. And then from here, they would get stuck because they're tight on the shoulders. And so it also challenges your gaze to drop it. So I would just have them walk in, take the gaze here and hold. You guys, like I said this, but I played in dolphin for 7 years to open, like just to open the shoulders, to get rid of some anxiety. So could you hold this? And then, if they were kicking up, they're already just learning it back here. No bad habits. But the popular one that I see the most, and I don't teach it, you can do it if you want to, it's your practice, is this one, where the thumb goes around like this. So they take their thumb like this. See, I don't like this as much, or when I would see students do it, I'm like, what is this doing exactly? I get it, but I would still see students do that. So then I was like, okay, they're still missing the activation. What if they take their block here? Then you have to squeeze it, and then you cannot lead with the neck. Does that make sense? Any other questions?